"You are a lucky bastard." That was one of the first phrases that my friend said when I got a job in international school. And even more so when I could travel to Papua, Sulawesi, and other places for free. They were wondering why I was so lucky. Their curiosity got me thinking a little bit. Am I lucky, or am I lucky because I work hard? A lot of my friends, though, they work super hard, but they're not as lucky. At least that's what they think. And the word lucky was very glamorous for me, as I was used to be dubbed as a jinx. Do you guys know that word? It's basically somebody who's always unlucky and people don't want to get close to you because sometimes you will get painful. Seriously, when I was living in my ancestral village in Karangasem, there was a time when my life was not very promising, and it was primary to high school. I had a lot of bad things happen from one to another. The first one is I fell from a running truck. Well, I did it on purpose, stupidly. Tried to imitate the professional driving assistant, try when the local Balinese assistant to try to get off first in order to make sure everything right, and I tried to do that and I fall off. So, and I pretended to faint because I was so afraid of being scolded, and that's one of the things. That was so stupid, but that's one of the things. Another thing, I hit my cousin with a stick during war game, and I failed a big test when I was in primary and middle school. I didn't go out for a week at that time, and that thing is one after another, and I didn't even realize that I attract this bad lucks from one day to another. And when I moved to Denpasar, that's beginning of the switch of my life, and I started to think that I need to switch my focus on being a whiny and less grateful person into more grateful. I started to read some motivational books. I know, and then I watched, a lot of inspirational speakers and stuff like that, and started to find out that actually the mystery of being lucky, as what people say, is very simple. It's my way of thinking. Now, that may sound trivial and it's mythical somehow, but it's true though. A lot of things happen not in a good way. There's always good and bad things happen. But what I did in the past few years, I focus on the good sides. And what it does is I attract more good things into my life. And I have more luck because I'm being grateful and more good things come. Bad things still happen, but I didn't focus on that bad things. I switched my attention to good things. Now, I'm not an expert. Don't quote me on that. But there was a research though that has been done by American Psychological Association. It's very recent literature called mirror neuron, which is basically a study, actually some neurons in your brain that make you imitate what other people or the study actually done in animals will imitate what other animals see. Let me give you one example. Try to put a very angry face at me right now. You frown, your frown face, very super angry. Right? So what it does, actually, you try to copy what I what I do, and that's how it works. So when you try to do something good, then you attract something good to your life. Another one is actually, there is a quote by Rhonda Byrne. I'm sure you heard of this book, The Secret. That's defined as the law of attraction, but basically based on quantum physics, that says that your thought has a frequency. The more time you think of something in particular, the more likely it will happen. So I think the mystery is solved. I do think that that's the answer of the mystery that we're not looking so far. And I take the ideas more seriously now. I try to switch my attention. Craps happen, all of us, right? And what I do is I really consciously stop myself for a moment. Look, things happen, bad things happen, but there's a lot of other things that we can be grateful for. And I constantly do that. And even when I talk about my friends, where it happened that my friends hurt me somehow, but look, it's not the only friends I have. I have a lot of friends that do care about me, and a lot of families that do love me. Why don't I focus on my attention on my people that love me instead of people that hate me? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite you to try, because I'm a living proof, but also it's supported by science. And I want you to try it, be grateful, be positive, and let's see what happens. Thank you.